Well, sorry guys, give us 1 minute. Dean's struggling here. Turn 12 easy game, you say? All right.
Okay, let's go.
All right, welcome everyone. We don't really have a lot going on to talk about as far as like running the actual podcast and everything. So we've gone ahead and we're gonna do something that actually is part of our Patreon support or whatever. Is that people can submit games and like we'll like not commentate over it like we normally do. We'll just like go over like plays and stuff that are happening, and we'll pause the video and stuff and talk about what's going on, and possibly either give pointers or point out things we believe like were mistakes or something like that, and kind of go over it, hopefully to help people improve in general. So this time around we have a game. It's actually against myself and Tony, which is at one of our locals. It was the finals, ending up being Saekano versus Data Live, 8 standby Data Live, I believe.
The classic matchup.
The classic top tier matchup.
And I was going to correct you and say, well, we could talk about something. Could talk about Data Live's absurd play rate, but I mean, at this point, I think we.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not a lot of like stuff going on lately, so there's not a lot to like make a full show about. I mean, we could talk about it later, especially when the ban list comes rolling around. I don't know what's gonna get hit or how it's gonna change, but I'm sure not Saekano. Well, probably Saekano too, but Data Live most likely will get hit, I think, because of the play rate it has in Japan right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. I guess if you guys are ready, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, I guess we'll jump into it. So unlike our other videos where we can pause and stuff and do things here, because it doesn't require me to do a lot of like random editing and figuring things out. So if you guys need us to pause or anything like that, just let me know. So actually going into this match, this was like the first time I've actually played this matchup. So
What?
I mean, like, I wasn't playing Saekano much before.
Well, I mean, just
No,
like
no,
what
no,
if
no,
that-
no,
that-
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's pause here.
you want to pause it
So this
here?
is what I was talking about
Okay.
too. So, like, off of this top check here, you reveal standby, right? And so, for whatever reason, he has Data Live already has set up in his waiting room 2-1-1s, right? So there's no reason here to actually like pitch to grab this standby for any reason. You're just
you're gonna
just
trigger
gonna
it anyway.
-1 your hand basically, right? And then what's it called? Like, I guess like the only reason you might look at this play is that you think you don't have a way to pay out the climax next turn, right?
That's like.
I mean,
that's not like a
it
real
shouldn't
issue,
be.
though.
Yeah,
it's not for Data Live, because all of your zeros outside of like Cowgirl and Chieri usually have an effect that you
and
can
usually
burn
heading
some
into
stock.
level 1 also, right?
And it's not like there's a stock
and
crunch with Data
going
Live.
into level 1, you have like 1-1s that you might be playing from hand, and of course all those zeros and like utility cards, right? So it shouldn't be an issue to ever pay out. So like just off of this top check and deciding to pitch here to get that climax to play at the turn, yeah, it was just straight. It was just a straight up neg one there.
Yeah.
And then also, isn't that like card like two others
it
to
is.
get
So
its
this
effects?
card here, like, this is an incredibly risky play unless you know your opponent can't handle killing this. Like, for example, if my hand had like, if I had double drop search, I would have traded
that
and
card
like
is
dropped
dead.
the climax or whatever it took to kill this. level 1 because it doesn't have analog core right now. It's only 6k power, and so like he already negged one from discarding to get the climax, and then he's gonna neg another one here if I like basically kill it, right? And like I generally want my stuff to get reversed anyway, so it doesn't really matter here. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 6-5. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. So this was like probably part of the inexperience of me for the matchup as well. I just feel like tri-fielding against most decks with Saekano is like really good. On top of my game plan, it was basically I just want to put as much as I can into memory because once the 2-2s hit board, they're gonna start overswinging really bad. What's really good, dude alive? Oh, listen, I don't think. All right, I just put cards on the field and I pray. That would be a really hype play here, but we do not see that. Yeah, that would have been crippling. Yeah, I've actually lost a game in Japan before because of an Overlord card I know existed, but never thought anyone would put it in their deck. So it's a card that comes into play minus 500 to 2 cards. My opponent played that against me at one locals in Japan, and it killed both my front row JCs, and I immediately lost the game at 0, which was like insane to me. Oh shit! Is it not? Let me find it here. All right, test. Yeah, Fate, are you messing with us here? Oh. Oh. That's kind of weird. Let me see here. Dang, there was an update on XSplit. Maybe I should have waited on the update. Let me see. How? Is there something in the settings here that I fucked up somewhere along the way? Oh, let me see. Dude, yeah, fuck it. Doing it live. Got to deal with all these stupid things happening here. Let's see. Why wouldn't the audio be working? Right, can you guys talk? Let me see if I can hear you. All right, still not coming through. All right, let me just restart this really quick. Hopefully that fixes it. Oh, we'll be right back.
Interesting.
When your opponent levels up is the only time you get the combo.
No. I was talking about
when your opponent levels up.
I was talking about what is it?
Okay.
When you're
do we have audio now? I think I heard it, but Fade, if you're around, can you let us know?
testing.
All right, it's all good now. Cool. Thank God.
We're back.
Thank you, Fate.
Yes, thank you, Fate, for saving us. All right, what were we talking about?
We were mainly talking about how it was a risky play, and then we were considering the possibility of what would happen if Tony just dropped a climax swapper here and just wiped your
Oh
board.
yeah, I think I just lose, especially if I fail the run. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter. But yeah.
Oh, you double clean cut. Oh my goodness, this is all right. We're going in.
Attacks with the clean cut first, and then triggers standby. So they can...
I don't.
You said it's a clean cut,
Yeah,
right?
he sided.
Yeah, that's a clean cut.
So this was another thing that was really weird. He decided just to side here to prevent me from, I guess, getting memory there. But in this scenario, I just feel like the +3 just like helps me even more, right?
Yeah, because this way, like you don't have to clock cards from hand. Like you're more than pretty much. He's still putting up a board of level zeros. You can just side him back or like kill one of his cards.
So yeah, he triple sided.
And then now you also have the ability to like use the runner to
mill down my deck
to
and
dig
find
for what you
things,
need. Yeah. Because now, like, yeah, sure, you're not sending cards to memory, but like, you're getting to keep a lot of this stock, and you don't have to put cards from your hand onto the field. So this is, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, and like you said, because there exists the 2 level zeros there, I can side those lanes anyway, and if need be, crash into the middle one with like a drop search or something.
Yeah, do you run the salvage Ricky in your list? Because you could probably just do that, right?
Yeah, I do have that.
So why do you use the second one
I think
here?
at that point I was already out like a lot, right?
Does it matter? Like you can't mill your entire deck, so why does it matter if you mill 4
Oh,
more
it's because I'm just trying to set up for my next refresh to have a lot of memory. Because like I said earlier, this is the first time I actually experienced this matchup. And my main game plan here was I'm just gonna put everything into memory, and then he's gonna overswing for the rest of the game. Yeah, which generally happens, but then I kind of get a little bit unlucky at one point, as like taking these type of strategies go.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Never mind. It doesn't matter at all.
Kill off a clean cut. It's nice.
So yeah, I immediately searched for the 1-0 Edity because I'm like, if he starts playing the 2-2s, at least I'll have an option to answer them. But a little bit spoiler alert, he just never gets the 2-2s out, which is kind of weird. So this is like, yeah,
he's just gonna drop one once all game.
Card in my hand for like turns or something until I finally get rid of it.
It's nice to have that option, right?
Yeah.
Like you've threatened it now.
And it's I think the only thing, I mean, you still have like 3 other JCs. He clocks the 2-2 here. I'm not too sure on that play either as to why you'd clock that.
Blue, right?
I mean, I
don't know. He has a really big deck, but or a big waiting room, but I wasn't really keeping track. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the 1-0 back row for like the most part of the game, he just doesn't do anything like ever. Oh my god, hold on. Shut up, Dean. Alright, I'll check the internet here. It's a good movie. Yeah, this is weird. Like, my stuff for the internet looks fine right now. I remember us having this problem before, but I forgot how I resolved it. I think it was just like internet related issues. Let me see here. Dude, in before, like, my service provider is just throttling me. Too much streaming and stuff. Yeah. All right, I am actually going to do a full restart here really quick. So the stream's going to go down for a minute. We'll be back probably in about like a couple minutes. Sorry, guys, for this.
That Lost Decade thing, but I've been really lazy, and I played Genshin. That game's bad.
Yeah, that game is actually awful. I'm glad you agree.
All right, we're back, I think. All right, if you guys can hear us, let us know.
We're back. We'll have audio for like 2 minutes.
Yep. And then Kit's audio will go out again. And that's going to be the circle of life.
Yeah, sorry, guys. So I did a full reset on my router and stuff. Hopefully this fixes it. Because I think that's what I did last time to fix this issue. Maybe my router is just dying. Yeah, so we'll just get back into this game. What were we talking about? I don't even remember anymore.
I think I was mainly just talking about, you need to stream this for us, Kit, by the way.
Oh, I forgot to do that. That's right. Sorry. 1 second.
I was mainly talking about, I wasn't too big of a fan of Tony clocking the blue 2-2 here.
Because now it's stuck in his clock.
Yeah, now it's stuck in his clock, and he is never going to be able to pay it out. Well, not pay it out, but get it out of his clock until he hits level 2. And then at that point, the 2-2 kind of has a hell of a lot less value.
What about this part where he hit the brainstorm and got the 1-1, and then hard played the 1-1 in an 8 standby deck instead of just attacking and hoping to promote a 2-2 from grave?
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing here is if not efficiently using all the tools you have to you right here. He's just brainstorming, overplaying things right for the 1-1s and stuff. Because I think
he opts to just side the JC again as opposed to making you burn more resources, which
yeah.
So again, I'm not really a big fan.
It's kind of weird because you let the 1 JC get reversed.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to open up that lane, right? And I figured
I know that's the thought.
All that happens here is I wanted my JC to one of my JCs to live, right? So I keep a JC and I get to move it to the back row or something, right?
I think this is still in the long run, this is better for Kit anyway. Just because he's able to recycle JCs if he needs to. If obviously Kit spoiled us a little bit and he said Tony doesn't really get the chance to play down the 2-2 much of this game. But if he did, that's just another 1 JC he can cycle to bounce back the 1-0 area.
Yeah.
That lets him just snipe the 2-2 consistently. Double Kato. Does he have a third? It's Kit King. Of course, he has to. Where's it at?
I don't think I have it. I don't remember what happens here. Yeah, I think I just gave rid of one of these. Because I think, do I have 2 in my hand?
Do you run 2 Aries?
Yeah, I run 2.
Damn, alright.
Well, yeah, I mean, you weren't there, but in Japan, when I saw this card being played, it was the biggest weakness to Saekano at the time was it has struggles against standby, and this card destroys standby, so I played it as a 2 of.
Okay.
So yeah, so the entity with the climax is big enough to kill the 1-1 there. I thought he had a counter in hand, so I was wondering why he didn't use it, but I guess whatever here.
Yeah, it's a little weird if he did have a counter.
He did, because he hit... no, wait. No, because he put it back in the deck, right? Like he like went to go grab it, and then instead he grabbed the 1/1 and just put the 1/1 on the board.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, you're right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. I've somewhat been paying attention to this game. Triggering clean. What a sack.
Of course. All right, it's a level up. But I almost say this is, I wouldn't say like completely worst case scenario, but this is a little bad for the Data Life player here.
Yeah, even
because now he lost a little bit of board. You quite literally get to just keep everything on your board if you want it, because the two Katos have bounced back, and then you have a JC to protect the area.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, like Data Life player has to kind of like make a decision. It's like, do I hand encore this, or do I like consider, doing something else? Maybe either playing an early play or hard play a 2. Oh, he can't. I don't even think he can hard play a 2/2 unless he clock draws here, right? Or did he already clock draw?
He did not.
Clock draw yet. But yeah, the only way he gets to play the 2/2 is if he clock draws and puts a blue into clock.
Yeah.
I mean, he still has like standby, right? Like.
Yeah, but he has no way to stand it.
Would you even hard play the 2/2? Because this thing's like a Slayer into level 2,
No,
right? Or is it?
It's a waste, in my opinion, to do it.
Just because, Kit's already shown that he has the answer for it. So if you're playing the 2/2, you also have to like have a counter or something ready to like defend it, because Kit already has the answer to answer it.
Yeah.
How big is that thing on attack?
With Climax, it's 14-5 with the 1/0 back row supporting it. Wait, 14? Is that right?
No, because it should be 12-5 on attack.
12-5, 5 under front, 13, and then
it should be 14.
Yeah, 14 with the Climax. Like I said, yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Got an extra 500 somewhere.
What did you say, Dean?
He just hit 3 on a brainstorm.
Of course. Or refill that hand somehow.
Yeah, I do remember being like, Jesus Christ, why did he hit 3 on a brainstorm here? This is bullshit.
Are you supposed to grab like?
I would almost consider.
Do you grab like one of your level 3s and then just.
Yeah, I would almost consider like this is one of the times where like the early play level 3 is actually, in my opinion, like a really really good play here. Just like what's Saekano gonna do?
I was more thinking like if you have like a top check filter.
Well, he has a top check filter there. He grabbed one, right?
Well, then,
you could grab filter, a brainstorm, and I forget what the other card is.
You could grab like a level 3 and then discard it just in case you had a standby, because you are playing a standby, right?
Yeah. Well, I would think like because like his level 3, unless it's already in his hand, it should be like he should have grabbed it. So I think the correct play, if he already has this in hand, is to drop down the early play here. Because that way he just completely shuts down a lane of damage, because the area doesn't do anything against it. And Kato siding it's probably not going to do anything unless Kit decides to double trigger. So that's just a lane Kit always has to give up. Okay, so we do see the early play. So that's good. Do you have the double, though? Come on, Tony. Make me proud. Appears he might not have the double. Was he just verifying what your Katos did?
Yeah, he was just like, those have the effects and so forth, and what else does this do?
Okay, so he standbys out the 3/2. That's fine. Of course, you got to cancel on the precise number. I can feel Tony's pain from here. So Tony's going to assign power somewhere, I'm assuming. So I think his center is 8-5 already. So he either probably 7-5. Kato's get to what, 7-5 on attack without any base power.
7K.
7K. Well, with the brainstorm, they get a little extra, right?
No, they become
so
7K
I would say
with the brainstorm.
Yeah, with the brainstorm. Okay, so then so then he probably pumps the other 1/1 here to try to shut down like all lanes, so that you have to spend extra resources to try to kill.
Well,
him.
I can't kill the 1/1s generally unless I'm gonna risk losing my board or losing it to a counter. Like I think losing a Kato to a counter feels really bad in general.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm saying that's still the play you do, though, right? All right, Kit, what's the decision point here?
I was considering playing the 2/1 support, but I'm like afraid of the 1/0 event. So I'm like, I don't even know if it's worth playing it. I think I just played like something else in the back row and not care. Oh yeah, it was on good phone call right here.
Oh yeah, that's when that happened. Oh, I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Work call, emergency. It was great. So yeah, basically here just slam climax, side attack, and what's it called? Twin drive, basically. Or I forgot. I think my deck at this point is actually really compressed. So I might not even twin drive here.
I think you're showing 4 out, right?
Yeah, but I only have like 12 cards in my deck, I think.
I don't know. Only having 4 in deck means that you can triple trigger. That's what I know.
True, but this is why I think I grabbed the 2/1 back up here.
Yep. And you opt to not. I'm guessing you're opting not to change into the 2/1 this turn.
Because if I do it, it'll just get killed by the 1/0 event. My little studio.
I mean, do you care though? It's like memory, right?
In a way, yeah. But I feel like there's no reason to like start wasting the stock that I'm building up. Because, well, I guess
I think he's expecting to like take another turn at 2, so there's no reason for him to like do this right now if he doesn't have to.
Says he's compressed, proceeds to twin drive.
Right, I don't remember this exact game. Maybe I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna high roll because I'm a good player, and that's probably what happens.
And looks like he does. However, your opponent is canceling the damage. Oh, and on the last swing, he triggers a gate. Man, this is how champions are born.
These games are on camera, Kit. You can't do this. You can't keep getting away with this.
He can't keep getting away with it. Tony does, however, cancel. I think like what most of those.
So I'm like a 3 in 10 deck or something like that, or less even. Is it 3 in like 9 or something?
Did Tony take a scry? I don't think I saw him do that. Or is he waiting for you to do your thing?
He's waiting.
Okay, there he goes.
Yeah, so I have like what was that, like an 9 card deck with 3 climaxes in it.
Yeah.
So generally here I expect to cancel like 2 swings at least.
Well, why is he calling?
I don't know. Like that, it was just really weird. I was just like, I'll take free damage as well. Didn't he just go +3 last turn too with the brainstorm?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So that's why I'm just
brainstorm and then +3 on board after.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I guess the only reason I think you would ever consider clock drawing here.
I don't think you ever clock.
Well, no, you might if you really wanted to guarantee you draw the Kurumi climax.
For stock swap.
Like, yeah, but I don't think that's. Well, actually, stock swap might not actually be bad. Because Kit's deck is pretty thin, right?
I think it's like 9 or so.
He did just like stack.
Yeah, so if he stock swaps here, that might actually be really good.
Kit has 6 stock, right?
Kit
will put 6 clean cards into his stock and have 3 climaxes at the bottom. Just be honest here.
Yeah, I think he's out 3 of the Kurumi climaxes already too.
Yeah, I think that most of his cancels last turn. I think he canceled twice on the Kurumi climax.
Do you even put the Kurumi in the front row here?
I mean, you can, because you can protect it with a back row, and like Saekano.
I don't have a lot of things to do at level 2 to really kill it, other than do another early play. And I think preventing me from being able to side in like these lanes is like a good thing generally.
Opts to hard play the 2/2 here.
So I'm 1 in 3 here, and I take this 4, and this is where I'm like, okay, I guess I lose this game.
I think Kit had a bigger deck than he was on.
That was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only 8-card deck with 3 climaxes in it, and I took a 4, and I drew a climax.
And look at this guy explaining every game I've ever had.
Listen, I'm just like statistically,
wow.
this shouldn't have happened. Like I was supposed to sit here in the mid 2s for like 1 to 2 more turns at least.
I'm hearing a lot of baby rage right now, Kit.
I will baby rage all I want because fuck this game. Weiss is the worst game ever. I don't know why people play it.
But I mean, like, yeah, sure, that's kind of unlucky, and now it's really actually like shitty for you because even your change train hasn't gotten really started yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why you weren't at least like trying to do some of the changes earlier, like.
Because he'd be like paying an extra stock for not really.
He's like forcing it, right? Like he's forcing the event out of his opponent.
Yeah,
his opponent's not going to have it every turn. He's not playing choice. Like in like what you.
But his opponent is playing it as a 4 of, and yeah, like the other thing too is he used 1 to level up, but
it's still
one of those like I don't think
over and over again.
Yeah, but what is it? Tony also went +3 on a brainstorm. So it's not like he's hurting for hand.
Like,
true.
Yeah, like there's like things to consider here.
Already so into it though, so like you can't still do.
Yeah, this isn't too big of a deal to me because I mean, yeah, I'm spending a stock to put something in memory, but like, does that even matter? Because I'm still getting the compression from the stock, and I wasn't worried about him like really stock swapping me too early. Like I think.
What's more of it would help you get like better like cheaper heals.
No,
later,
it costs more because if he level dines it over and over again, I just lose stock.
You're not wrong. You get memory.
God damn you, Dean.
I don't know. I think that like at most you would have like 1 event to 2. Like I doubt he would have 2 events actually.
Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna enjoy next turn then.
Uh-oh. He was waiting the whole time. I still think this is kind of fine. Oh, he eats that.
Look, he has.
Wait, how does he have double event next turn?
I don't know. You tell me. You tell me.
Oh no.
Oh, the fabled triple trigger. I'm sure that was a climax as well. It was.
Yeah. Oh, was it? It's unfortunate.
Ooh, you're giving him that mill.
Man, how is there still 15 more minutes in this game?
I mean, you both probably take like an extra turn or 2, right?
Here.
So you grab the Kato. Oh, that's the Shimakai, right?
It's a healer
or
too,
the power pump.
It's the 3-2 early play healer. I'm just like, I can't really do much turn. I think I just grab some healers and stuff, and just like, hopefully, like, get 1 to 2 extra turns here.
Yeah. Okay. Just think it's a little strange, because I would almost opt. Well, I guess you have the change train and stuff too, so that's fine. Problem is, you already gave me a spoiler warning, so maybe the change train isn't fine. Yeah. So what would we see here as a typical response from Date Alive? I would assume at least one healer. I would think like probably Icy Tail would be the best,
yeah, I think
right?
Icy Tail Kurumi is like
Icy
pretty
Tail
good.
probably forced the issue. Yeah, Icy Tail forced the issue on your like finisher. Just because it forces you to use stock, and then at next turn you only have 2 stocks, so you're the plays you can make are like fairly
we
limited.
Spent all that time waiting to clock draw? What happened here? Holy crap!
Oh.
All right, whatever. That was a really long decision on deciding to clock draw.
It's a little weird, right? Because like
I need the climax, right? Like that should be the only reason.
Yeah. Well, either that or you need hand, but I'm assuming since you've been keeping
his
board
hand
all game,
should always have
you don't
7.
really need the hand. Yeah. Well, my little Shido destroying the change train target. Okay. What do we got, Kit?
Like nothing worth pulling out here. So it's like possibly Brainstormer. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the level 0 Brainstorm feels bad.
There's not any good high value level 1 targets really, other than like maybe the 1/0 Brainstorm. Yeah. I think there was none in my waiting room at the time, unless I missed it.
I would assume not.
So there's the second one.
Interesting.
Hitting the healer? Is that
he hits the Shimakai, like the early play healer.
Why would you not hit the card that?
Like, I think that's still hexproof.
Yeah, it's still hexproof. Yep.
Is it still hexproof?
Yeah, Kato should be hexproof cross turn.
It's super weak though. It's only 9k power and like.
Yeah.
But you have the JC.
That's why I said I think he's mispositioning. Is he gonna make the change, Tony? There you go. There you go. Yeah, I was like, if he should be trying to play the Icy Tail to force the JC out, just so that your plays next turn are a lot more limited. Because right now, if you JC and you also drop search, you only have 1 stock going into the next turn, which is a little yikes. Train cameo. Haven't had one of those in a while.
So I don't think there's anything really to think about here. You just, if you have the climax, you slam the climax, right? And then go in.
Yeah. I would think you probably wait until... Wait, does Tony have no hand?
No, his hand is over.
He still has like 5 cards or something.
Oh, okay.
I think it's kind of weird that he just didn't go double 1/0 back row, right? Because your priority here is to live, not necessarily keep board. Or do you think that's an issue?
Yeah, just because like Kato already pseudo denied. Well, what is it? No, because Megumi's what 11k?
No, she's only 9k.
Or does she get 4k?
Oh.
No, I'm saying on attack. Does she get 4k on attack
2K
or during your turn? Okay, so 11k. It might be fine because this way this kind of like forces you to have a level support or something, or else you're crashing into his board.
Well, I guarantee have the level support. Because I have the level 0 Brainstorm in the back row.
Well, there's some sick combos here. If he attacks into this drop search and you use it, his Icy Tail is more likely to hit.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, why I'm saying that, though, is you're not going to have the stock to do everything you want next turn. You only have 3 stock right now.
Yeah.
How many?
Oh my god! It's pretty sick. Wait, do you die this turn? No, okay.
Spoilers.
Or wait, do I? I don't remember. I just remember being like, this was really dumb. I was like, yeah, there's...
Wait, are you not JCing this?
Oh, I don't end up JCing it because, what was it? Yeah,
free memory?
Free memory. It's free real estate. No, I just, I wanted to be able to drop search if he front attacks here. And I already have like 3 healers in my hand or something. So I didn't really care if that goes to memory or not. This is an immediate turn, right?
Okay.
That is right. All right, you always remove that card for the rest of the game forever.
Yeah. Wait, can't you summon that card? Isn't there a combo in Saekano to summon that card from memory?
No, that's a different set. Or that's a different level.
That's a different combo.
But the Saekano does have that effect.
That would be too spicy.
I just remember that was like a set one thing they could do with a
Mech. They had like some change that also like summoned from memory, which was weird.
Remind me of like the DMS thing.
Why would you side attack the drop searcher?
I guess he just didn't want me to get like a free search or something. I'm not really sure here.
It like hurts your stock though, right? Because you go down to 2, which means if you heal, you go down to 0, and then you have like 3. Instead of now, like at the end of your attacks, you'll have 4, which is enough to heal twice next turn. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. I don't think I see the climax combo in your hands.
I'm like on a new deck, and I'm already out 4 climaxes. There's only 4 in my deck right now, so it's like I'm in a pretty crappy position. I think if I remember correctly, I just crashed the drop search here just to get extra cards out of my deck, and hopefully cheese out 1 extra turn beyond this. Because I think after this like attack phase, I don't expect to live.
Because like what, you're under there, right?
Yeah, I was just making sure because I was like, I forget what these cards even do. I just know they're all stupid. I hate Data Live.
That's pretty accurate.
I think I was like, oh, whoops. I think I was like, I should have got extra power here, but I messed up. So this is the point where I'm like, this isn't good. Oh, no. I'm in danger.
That's no good. Is Tony going to cancel on 3?
Possibly.
Has Ultra... Do we hear the Ultra Instinct theme play in the background?
Let's be honest. Kid is the kind of person that he still has 3 climaxes in deck.
You're not wrong.
I have seen really disgusting plays from Kid. I won't even call them plays. It's just called stacking.
All right. This is not a Kit roast session. Trying to analyze the game. All right. He eats the 4 though. So even though you triggered a bar, I think he eats the 3 and then takes the damage.
Here I'm like, oh, I'm actually like within range here. So I crash here because then it lets me know, like, should I search out a non-trigger or search out a trigger depending what sticks here. So that attack order, and then also I have the opportunity to twin drive, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, I need 3 here, so I'm just going to remove a non-trigger, and then so there's more triggers in my deck. Higher opportunity to trigger for lethal.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing we see a double trigger here. By double trigger, I mean climax, not soul trigger. Oh. Okay, that's singular, but there's no soul trigger there.
Actually punish for the twin drive.
Yeah, I like looked at my 2/1 counter. I was like, that's cool. I have no board to counter here. Unfortunate. So yeah, now I have what? 2 climaxes left in my deck. Is that correct? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm so just dead here, like pretty much.
Well, I'm assuming he needs another Kurumi. He needs to still dig for the Kurumi climax, which he canceled on. No. So that's fine. What's up, Dean?
Here's Kit's out. Okay, so like, Tony attacks, Kit cancels on exact. Then for some reason he icy tails.
This is the meme where like, this is how Bernie can still win, guys.
Oh no. Well, he plays a Kurumi. Yeah. I'm guessing he's gonna slam down this climax. Yeah, no. Goodbye, like, Kit.
This is goodbye. There's nothing to think about here, dude. Let's go. Just swing those things in. He has a 3-card hand.
Pretty rough.
Well, I mean, he can't icy tail. So the only thing he would like consider doing is burning 3. Yeah, so but like, you just fill up. Like, I think the attack order here, like
it's shuffle 3 back in, burn 3, and then swing, and then the last swing, right? Like that's basically the play.
Well, the shuffle 3 back in is always the first thing you do. Or you could also do like attack with the icy tail and then reevaluate what you need to do on the final swing, because then you could just shuffle 3 more back in, or you could do burn 3, swing 3. All right, well, that damage sticks.
Yep, and then that's game there.
That
And
is
I was
game.
like, why did I take 4 damage at level 2 when statistically I shouldn't have? And then I'm like, oh, why do I play Weiss? Yeah.
I ask myself that every day.
Statistics,
Yeah.
dude. It happens
I mean, like, really quick
sometimes.
before we, like, kind of close this stream out, since this was basically all we're really talking about today. I mean, like, for the most part, I think just, like, the biggest issues was just, like, there was a weird, this, like, first turn for Data Live was just so weird. Like, they
It was like there's a lot of unnecessary risks there, and yeah, the hard neg one is just a straight up misplay.
I think too, like, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but say you're playing standby, you at level 0 you don't even mind taking a little bit more damage earlier on, because if you hit 1,
No, with Data Live, yeah, like we saw this at Anime Evo, right? Where I think it was Vince. He was just like literally passing turn until he hit level 1, and then that's when he like did the big power plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the 2 puts like that much pressure on the board, right?
Yeah, just because like he can slam down a standby, get a 2/2 out. Like, well, I think one of his plays was like what he ran like one of the Toka package, so he had a 2/1 Toka, a 2/2, and then like if he triggered standby on one of the attacks, his board at level 1 is like a 2/1, a 2/2, and a 2/2 with a 1/0 back row.
Fair though, because like Kit's playing cards in his deck that specifically counter that 2/2.
Well, that's, I mean, well, besides that, even like the idea was early game, Tony wasted resources. He had no reason. Yeah,
that wasting the resource is bad, but I'm saying like this this thing that you're saying where I realize that standbying in the front row is like really risky. That is true. But I'm saying, like, you're, like, focused on getting these 2/2s out. But, like, if he had done that, like, his board would have been answered more than it was.
And...
Like, that 2/2 was more susceptible to being answered than his 1/1.
Yes and no, because what's really weird about the scenario of playing 8 standby and having heavy counts of level 2 is that if he, like, semi-high rolls and gets 2/2s out on the same turn, I can't answer both of them, like, almost ever. Unless I, like, specifically searched out both my, like, 1/0 entities, which is, like, highly unlikely. Right? So getting hit to level 1 first is always not bad for Data Live or any 8 standby deck, because you get to play this really huge power spike that your opponent can like almost never answer, right? Is that wrong to think that way, or?
I mean, well, the idea is though your deck actually has an answer.
Yeah, but it's not a very consistent answer. I can like consistently answer one lane over and over again because of JC, but if they're ever... Yeah.
I mean, but that's like hard for like a standby deck to come back from. Like, they have to hit standby literally every turn to like get that card out, and like they have to do it mid attack for it to be in the front row. Otherwise, they're putting in the front row. Like they keep putting in the back row and then having to promote it, right? And then you just keep killing it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if like the issue comes down to like if they high roll into 2 of the 2/2s, I miraculously high roll into being able to answer both. On the following turn, at most I can hope for is to answer one lane again, because you should only have one JC in the back row at that point of the game, right?
Yeah, and Airy just kind of dies on defense.
Just 4K on defense, so it dies to everything. I think it's not like too high rolly to expect to like have that type of board setup in an 8 standby list. I think you're more right, Dean, in the scenario where it's like standby and like some other climax. But in an 8 standby deck, and you have like multiple top checks usually with like the 1/0s and stuff in the ditches, like I feel like it's you almost like trigger a standby every other turn.
I have played 8 standby decks where I didn't like trigger any in a game, and that felt really bad.
8 standby JoJo's does not count, Dean.
Look, I'm just saying, I don't think that it's like as consistent as you're making it out to be.
Well, I mean, it's not so like unbelievable to get a board set up like that because you're playing 8 standby, right? I'm not saying like you expect it every game, but I think you can almost expect it like 2 out of 10 games, like a 20% chance it'll happen. Or do you think that's like impossible?
I mean, like, yeah, there are games where you like double trigger, but
I mean, in this case, you don't even necessarily need a double trigger. You can just like play standby, have one in the back row, and then trigger a standby during one of your attacks to get another 2/2 in the front row, right?
Yeah, but the idea is that like you're able to get that 1/1 or that 1/0 every turn, right? So like you get to kill the 2/2, and then he like moves one up, and then he has to stand by again, like, or he has to like trigger a standby again, right? And like you're just able to just keep putting down this 1-0. And
I think the trade at the end of the day is kind of like more favorable for UKIT, because if he wants to keep the 2-2 around, he has to like start like paying 3 and stuff.
Yeah, I can see that if like I'm consistently like cycling it out, but I just feel like it's not something you should really expect. And in this case, like I'm more teched towards fighting a board of 2-2s, or than some other lists are to expect it to be, I guess. But I mean, like if I'm able to cycle to the 1-0s efficiently, then I think then it's probably a bad idea to just like keep slamming these 2-2s on the board. Anyway, is there anything else to talk about in this match?
I mean, obviously, I think the point in the game where you just straight up lost is where you ate that 4 damage.
As soon as I ate that, I was just like, all right, that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm an 8-card deck with 3 climaxes in it. Half my deck just went to my clock, which was like, oh, that was kind of weird. I think one thing to point out too is like you said here, the attack order at the end by Tony here, he should have saved this last burn 3 for the last swing, right? Because then, well, I mean,
no, but yeah, it does, because Kid only has like 2 climaxes left in a pretty thick deck, so that's what I'm saying. He can reevaluate. So like, if well, I think the problem is I don't know exactly how many cards.
It does. Okay, like normally it doesn't matter, but I think it's just always important to keep swings that have multiple options to it for like as late as possible, because you get more information every time you swing, right? So like this is like a min-max scenario where it actually doesn't matter.
But let's say like he just canceled like he canceled on like 1 both times or something, right? Obviously it didn't happen this game, but let's say he canceled on 1 both times and he had like 5 or 6 cards left in deck. Obviously you're gonna choose to like swing with the Kurumi last and be like, all right, pitch 2, burn 3, and then swing 3. Just for stuff like that.
I think, I mean, Dean, you're right. Like this exact scenario, it didn't really matter, especially if you're keeping very good track of all the climaxes. But yeah, I think just like delaying options that, just so you have more information is always important. It's just like better play order, right? Or do you disagree, Dean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like better play order is good when it matters, but when it doesn't, you just shrug your shoulders and don't care. So I think it's like worth like explaining that like that is something to like keep in mind, but like when it's not really a factor.
But it's one of those things where like if you get in the habit of just naturally doing it and you just naturally move that way, you don't have to spend time to think about the turn. It just happens in that order all the time, right? Because if you get sloppy and let yourself like relax, in a way, I mean, and this is just a shop tournament, right? So it doesn't really matter, but like, if you can let yourself get
it did matter. You were keeping us from getting curry.
But
this game actually mattered a lot.
Just letting yourself get sloppy like later down the line could cause you to like mess up and do a wrong attack order because you don't automatically think about the normal correct attack order every time you get to this point in the game, which like does happen sometimes, even for myself and other players, right? Even no matter how good you are, like sometimes one small mistake can just ruin you, right?
Yeah.
Was there anything else critique-wise we can talk about, either Saekano or Data Live here? I mean, you were talking a lot about not doing the change.
I think the big thing, the change train is kind of like whatever. I think I would have personally gone for it since he's already kind of like showing 1 out. But after he hit the 3-card brainstorm, I would honestly probably hold off. Or not the 3-card, but like, the brainstorm for 3. Once he hit that, I'd honestly probably do the same and just hold off, just because at that point he doesn't mind burning hand to like screw you over.
It's also one of those
sense.
Scenarios where like as a Data Live player, I think you should realize that it's kind of hard for Saekano to consistently deal with like the 1/1 board. So you should be plussing consistently at level 1 nonstop, and if like 2/2s come out and stuff, like you can potentially plus really, really hard there. So like I think the deck itself never really like struggles for hand size, and like you can, if need be, you can just brainstorm like every turn with your brainstormer, right? And not have to clock.
Yeah. I think the other thing I kind of had, and this was for Data Live, was like, unless he was specifically hunting for a climax for Kurumi at multiple points, he did, I think, like 1 or 2 kind of questionable clock draws to where I'm just like, but why? There's no, like there's no real reason here to take this damage. But I think the first one's kind of fine. It kind of offset that because like I think if he hit a stock swap on you in that particular moment,
I think at that point,
obviously I think in that game, it wouldn't have done anything. But like in a normal game, like that just actually wins him the game on the spot. So I think that one was fine. One thing, I guess another critique was he sided your board a lot, which gave you a lot of free pluses where you didn't need to burn resources.
Early in the game, right? Like against this board not here, a fan of, for some reason, I guess just afraid of me using the JC and stuff. Yeah, I do remember it during the game too. Like I got to this point where I was like, dang, the JC lived and I couldn't leave like an empty spot in the back row just in case he decided to use the flicker effect to try to kill one of my Kurumis, right? Not Kurumi, Katos. And I was like, dang, that kind of sucks. But for some reason, it just never came up this game. I don't know how many he runs in his list. I assume it's minimum 2, right? Yeah.
It's probably 2 or 3.
So I mean, that's one thing for me to consider too, is like, I guess it didn't really matter too much. I don't know if it matters that much because as long as I have the JC in the back, right? If he front attacks the Kato, I still get a bounce one, the one he flickered back to my hand. So it only becomes an issue if he flickers 2 of them, right? So I guess this isn't as bad as I thought it was at the time. But in my head too, I was just like, I want this JC to protect the entity, so I can potentially kill his 2/2s that he stands by out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just the biggest thing for Data Live there, I think we kind of boiled it down to was like an awkward use of resources when not needed, as well as letting your opponent, like you're the field-based deck, so you should easily always like try to run over your opponent's board. So letting your opponent get those free pluses is really bad because generally as the deck that wants to fight for board and consistently win board, part of your win condition is forcing your opponent to clock more often than need be, right? Yeah, and in this case, I think I basically clocked every turn, right? Wasn't keeping too well track, but either way, like, So just either way, like giving me free pluses gives me more options and like lets me preserve my hand size a lot for longer periods of time, which means maybe I do get away with like one turn where I don't have to clock, which means it's kind of like, this is kind of like a dumb way to say it, but like if I live at 3/6, I should have been dead if you killed my board the natural way, right? Yeah. I know it doesn't work out that way like normally, but it's just kind of like you're losing out on free damage you should have been getting. All right. I think that is it, right, guys? You have nothing else to say about this game? Nope.
Yeah, I can't immediately think of anything else.
So once again, guys, this is like open to all our Patreon supporters. So if you're a part of it, if you record a game and send it in to us, like we'll go over it and say at least what we believe could have been done better, or like how amazing of a player you are, and jerk you off on stream, whatever you want. You can just tell us what you want us to do. And then, what's it called? I also want to remind everyone, like, there's not a lot of news going on really, or like a lot of like competitive stuff going on for Weiss right now, other than like set releases, which we don't usually want to spend an entire like podcast just talking about a new set release. But in our Discord, we do have a channel for like suggestions for topics. So if you want a topic, like say you want to talk to us about the proper way to shuffle or some weird thing like that, you can throw that suggestion up in there, and then like when we see it, we can like add it to a list. And if we get like enough stuff going, we can do like a huge, longer, proper podcast like normal. Or if we get these videos in from some of our members, we'll just go ahead and do cast like this on off days of like low news days or whatever. I think with that though, yeah,
just cause, like the most recent news we have outside of like talking about spoilers, and even then, like I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like I know outside of like Summer Pockets, I'm not really too interested in like Circus or any of the other sets currently coming out.
Yeah, the only other thing going on is like the WGP results. We're like, wow, there's a really high play rate for like 3
Data Live.
decks.
Yeah, there's a really high play rate for Data Live, Saekano, and what? Sao. Yeah, Sao 10.
That's like 50. That's literally over 50% of the tops. Like, it's pretty disgusting.
The Data Live one is really disgusting.
Like
I think anytime a set in Weiss gets to like 25% like representation, that's like really bad for this game. Is because it's not.
Yeah, especially with like much diversity as there is, and like as good as like most sets are, it says a lot for how strong Day Life truly is to be like putting out the numbers
Yeah,
it
I think if
does
Data Live didn't exist, we'd have like
in a
a
field like
5 to
that.
6 like equal representation of decks, right? For the most part. I think maybe Saekano would be a
Wouldn't
little
we?
higher than
Wouldn't it
everything
just
else,
be
but I
like
don't think
Salad?
Saekano is such a bully like Data Live kind of is becoming that it
Well, they're able to print counter. They're able to print like
yeah.
better counters for it, right? Well, I guess like if your meta is something like this Day Live list that we're seeing here, wouldn't you want to play something like Memory Snow into that with the
Oh,
brainstorm?
standby and stuff, possibly, yeah.
Yeah, because like they would stand by and then they would lose their entire board and you go sick. This game is easy.
Well, I think at that point, I think if the data, like just to counterpoint that, the data life player can usually quote unquote counter back, just because a lot of the times they don't really mind playing a 1/1 or even 2/1s from hand, just because like they'll just save their stock for something else, right? Well, they'll use that stock to just play it down safely than use like a brainstorm or something one turn, because it's not like Memory Snow's ever going to fight Dow for their board.
I'm saying it's like there's like more decks and there's more design space to counter something though, like what Saekano does though, right? Than there's something like what Dow
now,
does.
yeah, for sure.
I know.
Anyway, we're kind of like digressing here. I think with that, we're going to close out this little podcast stream thing. I don't want to really call this an episode. But yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions, just go ahead and drop that off in Discord so we can get a proper like full panel discussion and things like that going in future episodes until there's like more news coming along. Other than that, we'll see you guys in the next video. I think we have another cast video we need to do soon that'll come out. Commentary video will probably be the next thing. And supposedly Dean is doing a deep dive into... I'm doing it. No. I'm putting pressure on you now. You have to do it eventually. Lost Decade, right? Video.
Yeah, I want to do a Lost Decade, like I did with Million Life, going over the set, giving people the rundown on cards, matchups, like the deck I chose and why I chose it. Just like give some insight into it, like in its position.
Yeah, I think that video will be pretty interesting. Just got to get you to do it because you're like one of the few players who like did a lot of deep research into Lost Decade, which is like really cool and unique. But yeah, like I said, other than that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.
See ya.